Hi, my name is JT Scott, and I'm your Ward 2 City Councilor. I'm humbled by the support of the people of Ward 2 and grateful for the opportunity to serve for another 2 years as your representative in City Hall. 4 years ago, I ran on a platform of affordability, transparency, and accountability, with a personal goal of addressing the climate crisis and increasing the green and open space we so desperately need. 4 years ago, I said I'd establish better communication and transparency with constituents. Since being elected, I've hosted over 150 neighborhood meetings to create green space, build bicycle and pedestrian safety improvements, engage residents, and hold developers accountable. I've also held office hours every Friday morning from 8 to 10 a.m., open to everyone, and even moved those office hours to virtual meetings during the pandemic. Thousands of our neighbors have come to get answers to questions big and small, to advocate for the improvements they see we need to make in this city, and to meet neighbors just as passionate as they are about making Somerville even better. 4 years ago, I said I'd improve communication with residents about the major projects the city's undertaking. I've kept up a newsletter and social media feeds to do just that, and worked with the administration to increase communication specifically around the major public works construction in the ward to residents and businesses alike. 4 years ago, I said we needed to find more ways to get residents directly advocating for their own interests as development continues to reshape Somerville. I helped get the Union Square Neighborhood Council recognized along with my colleagues on the council and made space for them to negotiate a binding community benefits agreement with one major developer. And I've supported them as they negotiate with every major development proposal in the area. Just in the past year, I've hosted over 50 meetings where over 2,000 residents engaged directly in shaping our neighborhoods, streets, and buildings. 4 years ago, I said we needed to found a community land trust and passed a right of first refusal law to help address the affordability crisis. Both of those are now on the books. The latter is part of the strongest condo conversion ordinance in the state. We've gone even further than that as a council, regulating Airbnb rentals for return apartments to our housing stock and creating the Office of Housing Stability, which has done incredible work keeping residents in their homes before and during the COVID-19 pandemic. I've never taken a dime in campaign contributions from developers, and I never will, because my job is to represent you, the residents of the ward. 4 years ago, I said we needed to increase green space in our city. Working with our neighbors, we've established 3 new parks in Ward 2 in just the past 4 years. In addition, I've secured funding for flooding and stormwater mitigation projects, protected our urban canopy with the tree preservation ordinance, and fought for toxic soil remediation on Conway Park. 4 years ago, we knew we needed more equity in our city's ordinances and practices. I helped write the racial equity provisions of our marijuana ordinance, which have been used as a model across the Commonwealth. I worked with colleagues and community advocates to co-author language proposing a civilian police oversight agency and civilian police commission. I partnered with labor and immigrant advocates to help craft the strongest wage theft ordinance in the Commonwealth, one of the strongest in the country. I supported a living wage for our diverse paraprofessional educators, proposed municipal voting rights for non-citizen residents, and I'm fighting even now for multilingual translation for all city council and neighborhood meetings so that more of our neighbors can join these conversations. I discovered that Somerville was using prison labor, exploiting incarcerated people to do work that could be paying our neighbors a living wage instead, and I banned that practice by law. I joined our legislation, banning facial recognition surveillance, banning the use of tear gas, and I helped spearhead the effort to redirect over $1 million in the past 2 years from our police budget to create new social services positions and fund the newly established Department of Racial and Social Justice. Looking back on the last 4 years, we've made an incredible amount of progress. Our zoning ordinance update has done a lot to protect our neighborhoods from predatory development and ensured that we can increase density for affordable housing in the places that make sense, closest to transit. But displacement and rising rents continue to plague our city. And over, we see the major infrastructure projects we need to engage in to repair our streets and sewers, outsourced to contractors instead of performed by local workers. It's time now to get serious about fixing the affordability problem. I'm not going to wait on the state to approve our home rule petitions, and I'm absolutely not going to count on the market and private developers to resolve the issue. It's time, this term, to direct our city's bonding capacity and federal aid to build public housing, providing affordable housing for Somerville residents across the entire income spectrum, and taking a serious step towards guaranteeing housing as a human right. I'm already working with partners in organized labor who have proven success in building mixed-income, multi-generational, family-oriented public housing projects in the region. I'm exploring strategies for both securing the land and the funding to make this dream of stable, affordable housing a reality for more of our residents. We can create hundreds of new affordable community-owned housing units in this city, built by Somerville residents earning a truly living wage, trained in the trades, and keeping our tax dollars at home in our community. It's time now to get serious about training and employing Somerville residents to do the work of building a city that provides affordable housing, addresses the climate crisis, reduces wealth inequality, and works for all of us. I'm asking for your support to send me back to continue the work I've been so proud to do with you over the last 4 years. I'm asking for your vote for Ward 2 City Councilor. Thank you.